Salutations, my good man. Welcome to the show. You must have forgot the tricks of the trade. The ways of a gangster doesn't change when he's paid. A gangster keeps his head on the swivel, strong hand on the chrome, and the other one on the dribble. I'm trying to keep it simple, but this is not a fucking street lesson. This is a trick of my Smith & Wesson, a trick that could send you to the other side of heaven.
Salutations, my good men. Salutations. Hey, welcome to the first ever video on this channel. And today, I'ma just have to catch y'all up on what's really going on. I'ma have to walk y'all through this association mode I had cracking on this NBA 2K11. This is one of the greatest 2Ks to ever release. Well, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, you feel me? This is the greatest 2K to ever release, but hey, that's just my humble opinion, you feel me? My good man, I don't see any other 2Ks better. If this game was released in the era of the my part, boy, motherfucker, this would have been the greatest sports game to ever release. But yeah, that's just my humble opinion, you feel me? So yeah, we gonna get it cracking in this association mode. I might bring up my career to this channel to add some variety to the videos, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not too sure on that right now, cause hey, my brother, I tell you, the AI in my career is straight up ass, my brother. They'll sell your ass out in a heartbeat. I'm telling you, you're gonna end up scoring 100 points a game, fucking around with them CPUs in my career. I'm telling you, the teammate CPUs, not the CPUs on the other team, but your teammate CPUs be straight up ass cheeks in my career. But fuck that for right now. We focusing on this association mode. We supposed to be talking about association mode, and y'all niggas talking about my career. I don't know what the fuck that is about. What would compel you niggas to change the focal point of the conversation like that? You're slipping, my brother. You're must locked in. Focus, motherfucker. So yeah, this gonna be that live association mode. It's basically like a throwback version of my GM, if y'all into that. And we're gonna be rocking with the New York Knicks. It's not necessarily going to be a rebuild, yet a rebranding, I like to call it. You see, I actually played a full 82 game season already, and it was very successful, might I add. We had won the finals against the Thunder and KD and them, and I honestly wish I would have had the idea of recording this gameplay when I first started the association mode, but I didn't. So it's like, damn, I only got the idea to record this shit is because the lineup I'm playing with as of right now is extremely tough. I mean, it's the perfect lineup for the way I play. So peep this, man. My style of play is that inside out style of offense, that isolation at the top of the key, put a little razzle dazzle on the defender, you know, a little shake and bake, you feel me? Get to the lane, punch that bitch in, or pass it out to the open shooter and let the jump shot of death rock him to sleep. So I have built the best lineup to maximize efficiency out of this unit. So last season, when I first started this association, the Knicks original roster with Raymond Felton, Stoudemire, and Gallinari, it was actually ranked number 6 on offense and ranked like 28th defensively. And Mike D'Antoni, who was the coach of the Knicks at this time, he has an A+ on the offensive coaching rating and a fucking F on the defensive coach rating. So it seems like the culture in New York at that time was basically fry that ass up on offense so we can get a nice little break on defense. Now me, as a part-time hooper who specializes in defense and wouldn't hesitate to put the clamps on the nigga. Now I didn't oblige to that mindset initially, yet I didn't oppose to it neither. In fact, after I made my first roster adjustment, it seems as if I did oblige to that way of thought because it improved our offense yet hindered our defense. So I wanted to run inside out ball out of that strict isolation at the top of the key. So I needed me a dominant elite ball handler that can pass that rock like John Stockton to full spot up shooters that can shoot with the efficiency of Steph Curry. But safe, we didn't have that. We ain't had none of that. Our shooters was decent, but our starting point guard Raymond Felton, he was not getting the job done. Shit, the The quality of basketball was tainted due to his inability to properly run the isolated offense. He just did not have enough shake and bakes, you feel me? So I went searching for an adequate replacement, and I found the man, the myth, the answer, motherfucker. I had recruited Allen Iverson out of free agency. Welcome to the team, my brother. And that was the only adjustment I had made so far, because the initial lineup is pretty decent. These guys, they are good enough to win with. So I really didn't have to make too much adjustments, really. That's why I say it was more of a rebranding rather than a rebuild. I had kept the pieces I needed, and I discarded the ones I did not. So yeah, it's a cold game, you feel me? You don't fit the parameters, you just might get that boot. I send your ass anywhere. I send you overseas if I have to. Hopefully it don't come to that. But shit, business is business, you feel me? So I had only brought AI in, and he ran that offense so good that I really didn't have to change much at all. So we had went on a nice little run playing good basketball until I had seen that the Celtics, they was looking to trade Ray Allen, and I'm like, damn, that's a perfect fit for the offense we run. So I had went ahead and traded Raymond Felton, since his morale was low because he didn't like the fact that AI was starting over him. He didn't like his role too much. So I traded him and our starting shooting guard. I had forgot his name, and he was actually pretty good, and he was young too. I think he was about 25. And I remember playing him after the trade and was like, damn, I can't believe I traded your ass. But Ray Allen was definitely a better player though, for the scheme we run at least. The only flaw about old Ray Allen is the fact that he's old as fuck. Him and Allen Iverson is like, I think they both like 35 in 2K11, and the fatigue be causing them to miss wide open shots. Like when we play back-to-back games, they fatigue be set on exhausted or sluggish or tired as fuck, because they old as hell, and it be making them miss wide open shots, and it low-key be pissing me off. And damn, and by the way, y'all, this all happened last season. This is not the current season. I'm just trying to catch y'all up to how we got the roster we got now. I'm just trying to let y'all know how it got in motion, you feel me? So I'm about to get into that. So our starting lineup last season was AI, old ass Ray, Gallinari, Stoudemire, and Rodney Turioff. Turioff was like our Draymond Green type player, getting blocks and rebounds and shit, all that good shit. And he had a nice little mid range too, so that helped our scheme tremendously. And during that last season, I was actually trying to upgrade my big men. I was trying to trade for a power forward and a center that can actually shoot the three ball and not just mid ranges. I wanted some big men who could shoot from a deeper range. So I tried to bring in Kevin Love, but boy, they wanted an arm and a leg for that nigga, and a thigh and a breast and some more shit. I mean, bro, they wanted me to clear the whole damn roster and throw some draft picks in for that fool. So I just decided to play with the guys I had now. I did move some guys around to pick up some extra draft picks. I had traded my boy Anthony Randolph for the Timberwolves first round pick, and I had traded some other fools for the Raptors first round pick. And them teams had both had the first and second pick in the draft. So I was able to pick up the pieces I needed to win in the future while simultaneously winning the NBA Finals. So we had all the pieces we needed to win now, and we had extra pieces to win in the future. But you know, when you start winning a little bit too much, the game start throwing that bullshit at you. You know, you start winning a little bit too much, and all of a sudden your ACL start buckling. You start getting a little weak in the knees. You know, you can't run like you used to. You can't shoot like you used to. Motherfucker, you can't breathe like you used to. You feel me? Hey, that's what happened to us last season. We was on a mean win streak, and all of a sudden, motherfuckers start dropping. AI had separated his shoulder. Old Ray knees start buckling and shit. And Turioff had Steph Curry ankles the whole season. He injured his ankles like 3 times last season. And it was one game we had lost like 4 players, and it was only like 9 dudes on the active roster. And it's not like a trade can fix an injury problem. So the next best thing for me to do was to look at some free agents or pull some guys up from the D League. So when AI had went down, I was looking for a decent ball handler to step in as a temporary replacement. So on that free agent list at point guard, all they had was they had Rafa Allstott. And for y'all who don't know who that is, y'all need to go check out them and one tapes, boy. That's my boy Skip to my Lou. Now that fool had wizard handles, but he was another old head, but we can't keep bringing in no 36-year-olds and shit, man. This is a young man's game, man. We don't need no more old ass men on the team. It's not no damn retirement home. So I had went ahead to look at the D League rosters, and I saw this the 61 overall Nick Gregory. Now, Nick is raw, but he has the talent in the right places. He can get to the lane, and he can pass it out, and he can definitely get to the rack, but the homie can't shoot the ball to save his life, but he can operate on the island, and that was really important to me. So we had went ahead and picked him up, and he was basically like our budget D Rose, just filling in for Allen Iverson. And this fool took that small opportunity and took that bit to get the rookie of the year. This fool had broke the single game assist record, putting up 31 assists in one game, and in another game he ended up putting up like 60 off straight layups and dunks and shit. So he was a definite diamond in the rough. So yeah, that was a solid pickup for us last season. But when old Ray went down and our backup wasn't cutting it, I had went back into the D League roster to recruit a replacement for him, and we found a 6'6" shooting guard who can run the point adequately, and he's a nice spot up. This fool Marvin Owens, man, he checks all the boxes to be an NBA phenom, but he's only ranked a 64 overall, and you'll notice that a lot in 2K11. A 64 overall in this game is much more valuable than a 64 in modern 2Ks. So you really got to look at the player's attributes before you just say fuck him, he's ass, because a 64 can actually do some good work. But the only flaw with picking up these low overall D League guys is that though they have the skills to like shoot, dribble, and dunk and lay up all that good shit, what I noticed is what's bringing the overall down so low is that they all have 25 overall consistency, clutch, and all those other like mental stats like that. So if a guy has like a 93 point shot, bro, he's liable to miss like a good chunk of those shots that he's taking because his consistency is so low. But typically the odds are in the favor of the 3-point rating over the consistency rating. So he knocks down a decent bit of them, but sometimes he gets in a streak of just bricking shots because his consistency and his clutch rating is so low. But besides that, we did ended up building a pretty good roster last season. We had took the chip home. AI took the MVP home, averaging around 25 and 11. Now, that was the end to our perfect season. And now we turn around into this season after finessing the first and second pick in the draft. We have even more ammunition to build the perfect inside-out roster and improve on the lackluster defense we're known for having in New York. Now, let me show y'all the changes that I've made.
Salutations, my good man. Welcome back after that brief intermission. I hope you're still fucking with the video, player. Now let's get back into it, champion.
So with that first overall pick, we had our eyes set on a 6'7" shooting guard named Ryan Shepard out of West Virginia, who can basically do it all. Now, his scouting report had compared him to Steven Jackson, who played for the Pacers back in the day. And according to that same scouting report, his only flaw is his ability to snag rebounds. But this fool is a 6'7" guard, so rebounding shouldn't really be a problem. So yeah, we went ahead and brought him in for a workout, and hey, this fool can ball. He can shoot, he can dunk, and he got a nice handle on him. The only flaw with the brother is that he does not have a high pass rating, and we do intend on using him as a point guard. So that does hurt his overall when I switched his position. So yeah, we went ahead and selected him with the first overall pick, and he was definitely not a bust. This man had came out to be an 80 overall as a shooting guard, and when I switched his position to the point, it had dropped him down to a 78. But hey, I now have a 6'7" point guard that can basically do everything. So I plan on making him the focal point of our offense. He is an older rookie coming in at 24 years old, so he does have some experience on him. I wish he was younger than that, but with that age, it should come a level of maturity, and his IQ should be higher than that of a younger rookie. So yeah, this was a generational pickup for us. Now with that second pick in the draft, since I couldn't trade for Kevin Love in that last season, I decided to draft a power forward that can hit the three ball at least that's what I intended to do. And shit, excuse me, my brother. And I found a 6'11" brother named Donovan Mitchell. And I'm not talking about the Spider-Man, you feel me? Our scout had this man's outside game rated as a C plus, and his NBA comparison was to Al Horford. So I assumed that the brother could knock him down from that range. I drafted him, and it reveals that his 3-pointer is only a 54 overall. Like what the fuck? So he can't shoot the three, but all his other stats check out. So he can damn sure do everything else if he can't knock the three down. He has a 75 mid range, 78 dunk, 80 rebound, 80 strength. So he's definitely not a bust. He's a beast. I think he's going to be a good utility player. I think he's going to be more of a defensive anchor that can end up knocking down that midi when the ball comes his way. And it looked like he gonna be one of them type dudes that have to do the dirty work that nobody else do. I think he gonna be that Draymond Green type dude, playing down low, but when that ball comes his way, he definitely gonna have to shoot that midi with that 75 mid range. So now for our starting five, this is the lineup that is ranked number one offensively and dead last defensively, which is honestly unexpected because in the offseason, I really focused in on bringing in more height to the roster. So in terms of height, we have the measurables to be good defenders, but in terms of attributes, we just don't have it. Our highest rated defender is our number one pick, Ryan Shepard, at an 83 on-ball defense. And the rest of the on-ball defense is either average or underwhelming. And I honestly rather have it that way. I'd rather have higher offensive rated players rather than higher rated defensive players. But I mean, the worst in the league though. I mean, damn, come on, 2K. But yeah, so at the one, we got our number one overall pick, Ryan Shepard at a 78 overall. Now, last season, AI had ran that offense well last year. So I could have kept him on the roster, which was my main intentions. I was gonna start Ryan and have AI running that 6 man, but once I changed his role, his morale had worsened and AI wasn't really fucking with that. So I had started shopping them around for some trade options. And I ain't gonna lie, we got a very good deal for a 36-year-old Allen Iverson. I would have kept him around if Ryan wasn't such a good player out the break. And honestly, if Ryan wasn't such an old rookie, I mean, he's a 24-year-old rookie. It's not like he needs some extra mentoring. It's not like he's one of those one and done 18-year-old rookies who have all the talent and no experience. I mean, this rookie is seasoned, and I felt like it would have been more of a waste of talent if I had him on the bench and the regressing Allen Iverson started. And to be honest, AI, he's in that part of his career where he's just going to be regressing for the rest of his career. So we will be starting Ryan over him, and we did end up trading Allen Iverson for a splendid piece in our offense. You feel me? And I'll let y'all know who that is a little later. At that two guard, we still rocking with old Ray Ray. Old Ray Ray still hold it down. I mean, he can let that three ball fly at any time. He may give you a dunk here and there. So yeah, he's still holding on. He has one more year in his contract. So we gonna see if we pick him up again after next season, because he's about 36 years old right now. Now at the three, we got Danilo Gallinari, a 6'10 3-point specialist. I mean, that boy can shoot that rock consistently, you feel me? But one flaw in his game is his lateral quickness is not too good. He does have the size to make up for it. Like offensive players will typically beat him to the spot due to that lack of athleticism, but he does have the length to make up for it. So he can end up blocking shots. But if he's on the island with an elite scorer, this man is cooked. I remember playing the Bucks last season, and this man, Corey Maggette, was giving the boy hell. But hey, he's good enough to play in New York. Now with the four, you'd expect to see Amari Stoudemire, but we decided to go in a different direction. Now, Amari Stoudemire was the star of the team, but the way we play ball, there's no way he could have been the star here. He's going to get his buckets because he's a good enough player, but I'm not going to be able to maximize production out of the team if I'm building around Stoudemire. Now, this game actually caters around players who are strong in the post, but that's basically back to the basket isolation, and I don't really play like that, so I feel like our roster was better off without him. We actually had a chance to trade him last year, but didn't, because he was playing good enough to get the job done, and keeping him on the team kept the team chemistry up, even though his morale was slipping because he wasn't getting the buckets he was used to getting with the style of offense we was running. But this is a new season, and we decided to part ways with him and bring in a younger, more useful player in our roster. So the person replacing Amari Stoudemire will be Charlie Villanueva, a 6'11 power forward with a 78 three-pointer, 80 mid-range, and an 84 defensive rebound. And he's basically an oversized small forward that can play the four. Now, Stoudemire is better overall by far, but the ability to shoot the ball from that 4 and 5 spot, man, it really spreads the floor better, and it keeps the defense honest when our big men can shoot. Now, we didn't trade Stoudemire for Charlie Villanueva. We actually traded Allen Iverson for Big Charlie. Nothing else, just a head-up trade. So the Pistons got AI, and we got old Charlie boy. Now, for Stoudemire, we had traded him and Rodney Turyoff and our first-round draft pick to the Raptors for Andrea Bargnani and Jose Calderon. Now, as far as Jose Calderon goes, I don't want him. I don't see a reason to have him on the roster. He's a good guard, but for his age and production, he's overpaid. I'm pretty sure the Raptors threw him in that trade just to free up some cap space. They dumped the boy whole salary on me, boy. That's fucked up. I tried shopping him around to pick up some players I can actually use, and Jose Calderon is valuable in terms of basketball skills, but the brother is being paid too much for what he offers. No team thinks he's worth that much, or if they do, they don't have the cap to take the brother in. So we're going to have to hold on to him for now, but the main takeaway is that our lineup is perfect for an inside-out isolation basketball. All 5 positions are capable of hitting an open jump shot from all ranges. So the starting 5 is live with Ryan Shepherd, Ray Allen, Gallinari, Big Charlie, and Andrea Bargnani. Now, this is literally a dream starting 5 for me. Our isolation guy is an all-around bucket, and all guys on the floor can shoot. It's simple as that. And our point guard is 6'7", so he's going to be babying defenders. Now, with a starting 5 like this, we're bound to succeed. It's just too many pieces to worry about. Everybody on the floor is capable of getting the ball in the hoop at all ranges, so you got to play them tight. And if you don't, my boy Ryan gonna make you pay. Now, you met the live starting 5. It's time to take a look at who we got coming off the bench this season. At the 6-man position, we got our 2nd-round pick, the big man, Donnie Mitchell. Our 7th man is the guy we brought up from the D-League, Marvin Owens. This man is a 65 overall that can ball. Last season, this man averaged 24-4 off the bench. He actually played better than Ray Allen did last year, but I'd rather have him coming off the bench because he brings that good surge when our starters need a break. Now, he's good at keeping that tempo up. The boy can fly like no other. And he only played about 38 games with us last season, but when we picked him up, he was going crazy. Now, the eighth man is another guy we picked up from the D League, our reigning rookie of the year, Nick Gregory. He's the only guy on our team that can't shoot from deep, but he knows how to get to that rack though. My boy can punch that bitch and pass that bitch. My dog averaged 25 and 11 last year. Him and Marvin Owens played hand in hand last year coming off the bench. And I kind of want to replicate that this season, but the homie Nick desires a bigger role. But I just don't see how, because he's not better than Ryan Shepard and his abilities are not good enough for him to be in the starting lineup. Hopefully, he can learn to accept his role as a decent role player, because if not, he can definitely get that boot, because we can honestly be good without him, man. To be real, Jose Calderon, he can shoot the rock, but the homie Nick Gregory just passes the ball better. So I have to keep an eye on Nick's morale to see if he's fucking with his role, because if not, hey, we're gonna have to serve him that boot. At the ninth man, we got another D League call up, but he was not called up by us this time. Actually, the Orlando Magic called him up last year about halfway through the season. And this skinny goofball was cooking my ass. Meet the homie Kenny Adams, a 6'10 power forward that has a 73 mid range and an 84 three pointer. Another power forward that can shoot. He doesn't do much other than that, though. He can shoot the ball, and not much else. And that's all we really need from him. And when we running that tall ball lineup, I slide my homie to the 3 and bring Gallinari to the 2, and it looked like we got the tallest lineup in the world. So yeah, this is definitely a solid pickup for us. Coming in at that 10 spot, we got a small forward named Dougie Martin. He's just another undrafted free agent that fell through the cracks. He can shoot that ball though, and he has decent athleticism, but it's not enough to create space. He's a good 3 and D player. We'll just have to keep him on the bench for now, because honestly, he plays good enough for what his role is. He doesn't excel too much in his traits, but he plays well enough to get the job done. So we'll keep him where he at for now. The last man we got on the roster, aside from Jose Calderon, is a 6'8 shooting guard named Alex Powell. I drafted him in the last class with an extra pick I had picked up, and he's a bust. He came out to be a 59 overall. He's just very underdeveloped in all aspects of the game. He doesn't shoot the ball well consistently, and he doesn't have much of an offensive bag. But he's 6'8". I really just drafted him because of his height at 2 guard position. We can try to develop him, but if if he doesn't get it by his contract year, I wouldn't mind letting him walk. So yeah, that's the full lineup. I had played a couple games with him already, and this lineup is gonna be trouble, my brother. Ryan Shepard in his first game dropped 41 points and 18 assists. What a way to start his career. Bargnani had dropped 22 without missing a shot, but my boy was cashing them things. And my brother Owens was bringing the pain from the bench. And in all those 3 games we played, we averaged about 140 points a game, brother. And where the offense is high powered as that, I don't think our bad defense is going to slow us down in the long run. We got a pretty tall lineup, so I think we can just abuse our size on defense and abuse our skills on offense. So yeah, that's the mob right there. That's the gang, you feel me? That's the shad, my brother. This is the recipe that's going to take us to the promised land, but you must believe it, my brother. If everybody fucks with their role on the team, I don't think I'd be looking for any trades this season, except for Jose Calderon. I'll probably be looking for his replacement as the season goes on, because I just don't have a role where I see he fits unless Nick Gregory starts bitching and moaning about his playing time and bigger roles and shit. Then I have to give Nick that boot and bring Calderon up to being that role player for me. And yeah, y'all see I got some gameplay in the background for y'all boys, so y'all can see how I got the lineup in action. And as far as my gameplay settings go, I do run on that Hall of Fame. I don't really touch the sliders. I kind of fuck with it on the base sliders they have. If you play still playing these old 2Ks and you got a nice slider set that seems more realistic, let me know. I'm open to adjusting the sliders. I just don't know what adjustments can make the gameplay feel any more realistic than it is. It is some bullshit on 2K11, even though it's good. I just feel like if I touch the wrong sliders, it's gonna push the bullshit through the roof and push the good shit in the grave, and I don't want that to happen. So, yeah, I do play 82 games associations just so the stats can correlate to real life. So I probably mash about like 2 or 3 games into one video, just so the series isn't too long. This video is actually longer than I expected, but I had to catch y'all up from the way beginning. So I don't mind this video being too long. But yeah, I hope y'all fucks with it. You feel me? I'm fucking with it. I hope y'all fuck with it. Yeah, and I hope y'all brothers are delighted by this exquisite gameplay I plan to bring in. And yeah, my brother, throw a nigga a subscribe if you're fucking with it. And that's pretty much all, my brother. Tune in for the show, brother. So yeah, have a marvelous day, my brother, and I catch y'all brothers in the next one. Hey, have a good day, my good man.
And right before I go, please donate my brain to Captain Save a Hub.